Good. Thank you for coming on and talking to me on my channel. This is our this is our seventh one.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Awesome. I want to ask you a little bit about Gretzky and Lemieux over the years that you watched or played against. Who did you think took more abuse verbally and physically out there, Gretzky or Lemieux?
Well, physically, I I believe that neither one really
Really?
took it. Yeah, they were. One Gretzky was very very hard to hit, and he got hit hard once in a game against Toronto. He was coming across the blue line with the puck, and he reached out for the puck, and a young Toronto defenseman stepped up and really hit him. Oh my gosh! And he went backwards. And much to Gretzky's credit, he actually got up from that hit. Yeah. And he went back to the bench, and he was definitely hurting. Like, he got absolutely crushed. And I thought he could have been out cold for quite a while, and yet he got up, and then he was right back in there playing. And the thing was, though, he was very, very shifty. Now, the thing is also, it was interesting, the league, well, anyways, that player got sent to the minors the very next day.
Oh.
And Toronto did. And I believe it almost sort of sent a message through the league that our superstars aren't supposed to be hit. Whether it was a subconscious message. So Gretzky, he was not hit very much. But the thing was, in the corners, he was incredibly tricky and shifty, and he was very, very tough to hit. And in Winnipeg, actually, after a while, we stopped. When our defenseman went after him in the corner, the defenseman was to stop and not chase him because he was so deceptive that he often tricked our defenseman. So the idea was to stop and wait for him to come out of the corner. Mm-hmm. So, and that's the only player we ever did that with.
Don't go chasing him. Yeah.
And now Lemieux, he was such a big guy that, and they quite often played away from the puck. So that reduced the number of hits. But when they carried the puck, they, like Lemieux is, my gosh, he was, I mean, he was bigger than most of the defensemen.
6'4". Yeah.
Yeah. So he was, if they attempted to rough him up, it really didn't work because he just had such a strength and build, and that he could hold on to the puck. Both him and Yager could protect the puck incredibly well. And Gretzky was more shiftiness and trickiness. So they both avoided the hits, but in different ways.
He wasn't fast, but he knows how to maneuver very well. It was hard to. I used to watch him. You could see in the corners, he'd circle, and they try to catch him. He'd turn the other way.
Yeah, who was that?
Gretzky.
Yeah, Gretzky. Yeah. He was one of the very few guys that could go straight into the corner after the puck. He could take and fake one way, and then actually reverse pivot, pull the puck with him, back and going backwards, and then do another pivot and bring the puck out and literally leave the defenseman. Like, the defenseman would get tricked on the first fake. Let's say he faked to the right, the defenseman would bite on that, and then he would reverse pivot, take the puck and pull it backwards, and by that time the defenseman who had adjusted was now attempting to chase him, and then he would actually then do another pivot and come out of the corner forward, and he could do it equally well either way. And he's actually one of the very few players I've ever seen do that, and he could do it incredibly well.
Yeah.
Lars-Erik Sjöberg, who was one of our defensemen in Winnipeg, he was a fantastic Swedish defenseman. Very, very tough to beat one-on-one. He said that Gretzky was the toughest guy that he ever had to play against, both in coming down the ice straight on him and then also in the corners. He said his shiftiness was just incredible. And the thing was, Lars was an incredibly shifty guy. Yeah. So for him to say that about Gretzky, that was quite a compliment.
Yeah. And what about today's players? Would you say McDavid or Crosby takes more abuse out there?
You know, from what I've seen, Well, they both have taken their hits. Crosby has had difficulties with concussions.
Yeah.
Like there was the outdoor game there, I believe it was against Washington, where he got bumped into and suffered a concussion.
I think it was Steckel who bumped him.
Yeah, and so as far as today's players, though, they are much more protected by the rules than at our time.
Yeah.
Now it's the very first time in the history of hockey that if a player is in a susceptible spot, like let's say reaching out for a puck and leading with his jaw, the defenseman is supposed to let up. If the defenseman thinks he has that player in a what's the word, compromised position, he is not supposed to kill him. Yeah. And if he does, he actually gets suspended.
Yeah.
So it's the first time where the defenseman is being told to actually back away from that bone-crushing hit that could cause a concussion on a player. I saw the night with, it was actually, I think, in the Edmonton game where the defenseman was from Minnesota, and literally he just stepped, the centerman for the Oilers was reaching out for the puck, and this guy just stepped in just with his shoulder, nothing dirty about it at all. The guy skated face first right into his shoulder and went down and was really, really shook up. And really, the defenseman, he did zero dirty except he was coming forward.
Yeah.
And this guy did not see him and was leading with his jaw.
Well, whose fault would it be?
Well, you know what? I actually was checking to see if that defenseman was Matt Dumba, whether he got suspended for it. He didn't get penalized, yet it has also happened nowadays where a defenseman has not been penalized and yet been suspended.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different, and the defenseman is being, and like if the defenseman comes up with his elbow at all, like for sure it's a suspension, or if he leaves gates, it's for sure a suspension. So it's tougher now for a defenseman to lay in a really good check on a forward. I mean, there's like if a defenseman does a Scott Stevens in the NHL today, he gets suspended big time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So Gretzky, like he was extremely tough to hit. Yeah.
You know, you were there. You saw it. You played against him. You know how it is.
Yeah. No, he was when he hung out behind the net. So it was interesting, I believe, to hear that as a kid, he was getting beat up so bad in front of the net that this is how he developed his strategy of being in behind the net, was to get away from getting beat up. And then it turned into this incredible, he was such a good passer from back there, and he was so shifty from back there. So it was kind of very cool.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, we actually designed a strategy to, instead of chasing him into the corner and getting left there, it was to go and sort of slow down and then wait for him to come out of the corner because we felt it would be easier to defend him.
You also did a 7-Up commercial, and he was in it, and you were in it, I think in the 80s. What year was that one?
I believe it was 1980. 80. Yes.
And you guys didn't film the commercial at the same time? Because he's in it and you're in it.
Yeah, and so is Bunny LaRock from Montreal.
Yeah,
so it was 3 Canadian teams. And I still remember the time I got called into John Ferguson's office, our general manager with the Jets. And I was wondering what was going on. And he said, you know what? We've been approached by 7-Up that they want a player, and they've asked for you. So and they were looking, and then I went, wow. And so he says, yeah, they're going to do a commercial, and the other guys are going to be Gretzky and Bunny LaRock from Montreal. And I went, wow. And so he said, yeah, give these guys a call. And he says, and what was incredible, I got paid $20,000.
Wow.
For 1 day's work.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it was, I thank Fergie very, very much. And it ended up, there was one thing I regret about it is that when I came back, I wish it ended up that I had an accountant or a man who handled my finances, and he suggested it be put into an annuity. And I wish I had come back and thrown a great big party for the teammates and Fergie for that, and spent a good chunk of, or a piece of it on, because really it was my teammates that got me into that, and so did John Ferguson. So yeah, I wish I had done that. Now, what was cool about it is we had actually played a game, and the filming was done in Toronto. Mm-hmm. The game, or the night before, I played a game in Quebec. And so where the rest of the team ended up going to fly out the next day, I went straight to the airport, and I got into a Learjet. Oh. And I was the only one in the jet. Now, I kind of wish I would have had some company, because my gosh, that was incredible. There was only the pilots and myself, and there was a ton of alcohol, so I ended up having a scotch or two. And this Learjet actually, so I was the only one in it, and it flew at 45,000 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was way up there. And kind of an interesting thing that happened was that when I would go and flip this one light on, the plane would give like a little bit of a bump. And like the pilots didn't know what was going on. And I didn't realize I would actually, so it happened about 3 times where like the plane actually dipped a bit for a moment. Like it short-circuited the electron of the plane. And so I turned this one light on, and the plane kind of dropped a bit. Yeah, and I bumped my head a bit, and they got all concerned up there, and then I turned the light off, and it kind of just glitched again for a moment. And then I said to them, I said, guys, I think I might be causing it back here somehow with this light. And that's not. And they were so consumed with looking at their instruments and everything. And I said, seriously, guys, let's just give this a test. So they went ahead, and I turned this light on, and sure enough, the plane just just for a moment. And so they said, you know what, leave that light switch alone for the rest of the trip. Yeah. And so it was kind of a spooky thing about flying there. Anyways, we got to Toronto, and we ended up filming 3 different segments. And the first segment, it ended up that I was there with wearing my Jets jersey, and there were other guys there that were also in Jets jerseys and Bruins jerseys. Mm-hmm. And they were all from University of Toronto. And a bit of an irony is because at the time our coach was Tom McVie, yes, who ended up being replaced by Tom Watt down the line. And Tom at that time was the coach of this University of Toronto. Oh. So it was almost like a little bit of synchronization there. So we had about 10 guys, I think, from the University of Toronto. Mm-hmm. So the very first scene, we were in our own zone, and I was supposed to come from the boards where the hash marks were, and I was supposed to skate out through the middle where the dot was and pick up a puck. And then there was going to be guys in behind me wrestling with each other, both Bruins and Jets jerseys. And then I was supposed to come through this middle right towards the camera and go right by the camera. I was supposed to pick up the puck. And there was one guy that looked a little bit like Terry O'Reilly. Mm-hmm. And so he was right-handed, and he was supposed to come in, and he was supposed to just slow me up a little bit. And then I was supposed to kind of like break through his stick. So he was supposed to kind of hook me a little bit. So it ends up the very first time we go to do it. It ends up he comes in, and he kind of really gets in there, and he wraps the stick right around my neck. Oh, no. Yeah. When we watch the commercial, you'll see that the stick goes back and look. Neck, and then I kind of shrug off the stick, and I skate through. And it ends up the producer blows the whistle, and he comes in, and he gives this guy hell. He says, "What are you doing? He says, you just about took our star player's neck off. He says, you got to do this differently. He says, you got to be easier. And so he was kind of standing there like the deer in the headlights. And he said, are you okay? And I said, yeah. I said, nothing happened. And he said, well, okay. So we ended up filming. That day we filmed everything 40 times.
Wow. That's a
So
lot.
we filmed it another 39 times. And it ended up they went with the first take.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because after that, the guy just backed right off. And so we just did it over and over and ended up using the very first one where he wrapped the stick around my neck.
Can people see this on YouTube, right? The commercial, I mean, that's where I saw it. And if people want to see that commercial, they just search it on YouTube and you'll see it.
Yeah, just put in Gretzky Lukowich 7-Up commercial, and that'll come up. It was actually played during the All-Star game in 1980. Or that's when it was first played. And then the second piece was we were in the dressing room and we were doing a cheer where it ended up everybody did looking up and at one time. And what was kind of cool about that was the producer. So the camera was right in front of us, and we were supposed to jostle around the dressing room, and then everybody was supposed to step forward, and we all had 7-Ups, and like I had it in my right hand, I think, and then boom, we're supposed to go looking up. And at least I believe that's what we said. And what happened was the producer was over on the side, and he was kind of giving us a count. He was going 3, 2, 1, now. And so we did it. We did it a whole bunch of times, and then he called a timeout because he wanted to look at the footage. And then what was interesting was what he discovered was that we weren't actually looking into the camera. We were actually all looking at his voice, because when he was doing the 3, 2, 1, now we all looked at the voice. So. So without telling us, he said, okay, we're going to do this again. And he ended up moving right in behind the camera. and so then when he went 3, 2, 1, now, and then we all went looking up. This time we were all focused right on the camera. And I noticed it right away. I went, wow, that was smart. Yeah. Because we were all, even though we were told to look into the camera and do this, we were all attracted by his voice to the side. So this time he got right in behind the camera, and we did that about 40 times.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and then after that, the last piece was they took a whole bunch of photos and video of me drinking 7-Up, and it ended up. So they asked if I could just hold the bottle up and like guzzle. And like drink it while they were doing this. So it ended up, I had one, and they said, can we do another one? And so I did a second one, and holy jeez, like I'm getting sick because I'm drinking too much of this too fast. Yeah. And there's the carbonation, and so then I just right away, I've got a pretty sensitive stomach and body. So I was almost going to get sick. Oh. And so then after that, we did some more, but it ended up I didn't drink any. I kind of like put my tongue in the bottle. Yeah. And I didn't have any more after that. But it ended up that it took me a little while to settle down. And then what was the cool thing was I asked all the players and whoever was helping out with the production. I said, we're staying at this hotel, or I'm staying at this hotel. Why don't you guys all come over and let's have supper. So it ended up that I bought everybody supper.
Oh, it's nice.
From everybody that was in, and bought some drinks and had some supper, and that bill came to about $750. So it ended up I treated those guys, but when I got back to Winnipeg, I didn't have a good party for my teammates.
You didn't think about it, it's one of those things that just,
well, the accountant thought it was a better idea to just get this money and put it into an annuity, and sock it away for the future. That's what I'm just saying. I wish that I'd done it over. I would have thrown a big supper back in Winnipeg for everybody.
It's a lot of money for that time too, like that.
Oh, whatever. Nowadays it'd be like $100,000 for one day's work.
Wow.
So, yeah, and it was, and what a neat thing, what an exciting thing to be involved in.
Yes.
And what was one thing that was cool about it was that they did this commercial, but they also did life-size portraits of myself, or life-size posters.
Yeah.
That then were in the grocery stores.
Oh.
So, like, here I walked into this grocery store in Winnipeg this one day, and boom, I'm like, walk right into myself, and this poster is the poster is taller than I am.
Did you get to keep one?
What, I never did get one. It ended up that my friend Ron McPhail got one, and he had it for years and years and years, and then somehow it got trashed.
If I find one, I'm sending one up for you.
Okay.
I'll do my research. I'll find you one.
Yeah,
I think somebody has one out there.
Yeah, the poster is about 6 feet.
It's a life size, yeah.
And it actually stood up because somehow they folded it out, and so it actually stood on its own.
Like a cardboard folder. Cardboard, yeah. Yeah. Those are cool. Wow, how awesome. And,
yeah, Coming Up was really, I mean, they were so fantastic to work with. I believe it was McKim Agencies out of Toronto and I mean, it just was such a fantastic experience.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, and the thing is, I did not see Gretzky. I did not see LaRock.
Yeah.
They did their shooting on other days. So just me there that day, and it was quite the experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for the story. The other one that you were telling me the other day, that you were teaching Bruce McNall, the owner of the Kings, about hockey when he first purchased a team, because you were there before Gretzky got traded. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it ended up that because I never did play with Gretzky. I missed him by a year, and I wish I had, though. I believe that would have been tremendous fun to play with him. Yeah. And it ended up that we were playing in Vancouver one night, and Bruce had just come on as possibly being the new owner. And he might have been getting courted at that time, or perhaps he had already become owner. But he basically knew nothing about hockey. And so Pat Quinn, for some reason, I was not playing a game in Vancouver. It might have been my turn to sit out, or I might have been injured, one or the other. But he came over to me and said, you know what, I think he said, this is our new owner. And he doesn't know very much about hockey. So will you sit with him during the game and teach him what hockey's about? And I said, really? He said, yeah. He said he knows very, very little about hockey. I said, sure. So Pat introduced me to Bruce, and it ended up we had seats. So we weren't sitting in the press box, and so we ended up sitting in the stands, and we were watching the game, and I taught him all about offside, about icing, and various aspects of the game, like the various things that were being attempted to be done on the face-offs. And Bruce was very, very thankful for it, because he really did not know anything about hockey.
I got to ask you this question. Did you know who Wayne Gretzky was?
But at the time, I think he may not have. But he definitely would have zoomed in on it. And, you know, what an imagination there. He wanted to have the best team in the league, so the best player. And he went and he made it happen.
I can't believe it happened. At the time, I just didn't believe it. Like, it was hard to believe that Wayne Gretzky is actually coming to L.A. There's no way. Someone told me this 3 days before the trade happened, and he worked at the Forum. And he was walking by my house. I was just shooting some pucks, and he said, Gretzky's coming to L.A., and I said, stop joking with me. And he just said, no, mark my words. You heard it from me first. And I said, I don't believe you. It's true. It happened.
Yeah, what a good thing. It was tremendous for LA, for California. Absolutely. And really, I would have loved had LA won that Stanley Cup the year that they got beat out by Montreal.
Yeah,
Yep. It was. They had a fantastic team, and it ended up that they were so close.
Yes, it was a close. It could have gone either way, and he built a good team, McNall. I mean, he put together a good group of guys, and really wanted a winner. And first team to have a jet too. I think they were the first team to have their own plane. Was the LA Kings.
But also, right off the bat, he came in and he changed the uniforms.
Yeah.
Like he went away from, like I did not really like the Kings uniforms. And he went to the black and silver, or no, black and white.
Yeah.
Almost like the Oakland Raiders colors. Are they black and silver?
Silver was the stripes, and the lettering was silver. The numbers were in silver. So that was the first team to use silver too, by the way. I don't think traditional hockey colors were just the blue, the black, and the red. And here he is, McNall said, we're going to add silver in the numbers. That's unheard of. It was very different.
Yeah, it was very, just beautiful dress uniform. And I never got to wear one. Although, you know what? I did once get invited back to a 30th reunion. I think in about 1996, I think it was, and we played a charity game at the Forum, and that night I got to actually meet Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
he was the goaltender for the movie stars, and because they had a team, and it ended up that we were dressing, and so we got to chat with him as we were getting dressed for the game. And was he ever nervous? Oh my gosh! So I was with Ruskowski, and we were sitting next to him, so we were chatting with him. And then I think I got 3 on him that night. I think we won 4-2, and he played very, very well. But Ruskowski set me up for 3 goals.
That's awesome. And who else was there? You said there was you were telling me the other day, Colombo. You met Colombo in L.A. when you played in L.A.
Yeah.
That's Peter Falk, correct?
Peter Falk, yeah. Right. I remember that afterwards. That was it. You know what? There was the Forum Club after the game, and so we would head up there after a game for a bite to eat. There was normally food for us to eat and drinks, and actually met Rod Stewart up there.
Oh.
Colombo one time, Jan Michael Vincent, and then actually Jan Michael and I became friends.
Wow.
Man, could that guy ever party? Oh my gosh. Like but what kind of a cool story was we were partying one night down in Malibu at a bar, and it ended up that I ended up smashing a drink on the bar. There's a bit of a story that goes with that, but it ended up. So they threw me out. It was these 2 big bouncers. My gosh, these guys were huge. They literally opened up the door and phew, there I was. I landed in the sand and face first. And Jan had been back in the bar. We were there actually with John Blum, Jenny Blum, and that was Jenny Messier, Mark Messier's sister, my wife Eva, myself, Jan Michael, and his girlfriend or wife. And Jan was on the stage playing the guitar and having a good time. We were all having a fantastic time, and then I ended up smashing a drink on the bar, and it ended up that I got tossed. So he actually came out of the bar, and like I was like his hero, because it was normally like he thought it was so cool that I got thrown out of the bar, and because normally it was him getting tossed.
Oh.
And, so this was one night when he didn't get thrown out, I did. And, but he was really a fun guy, and got to know him pretty good. And I was quite sad when he passed away.
And you also knew Alan Thicke, right?
Yeah, I got to know Alan Thicke a little from because actually 7-Up then had us do some. They were kind of like these competitions that got filmed. One was in Vancouver and one was in Jamaica, where we had teams were put together from various TV stations across Canada, and they got together and competed once in Vancouver. That was the first time I met him, and a second time in Jamaica. But there was this little quick story about Alan. I've only played once at this rink in either
Burbank.
Hollywood.
It was in Burbank. I was there. I played with you out there.
Oh, were you in that night?
Yeah.
That's right. And during that
was a kid. If you remember a kid that was bugging you and talking to you every second, that was me.
Well, okay. But it ended up it was a beautiful rink. It was open on one side. Yeah. You could look out and see all the greenery. Yeah, but there was one guy he was wearing a face guard. He kept going around and he kept slashing everybody. And he whacked me one time. And then I just thought, well, so at the appropriate moment, I stepped into him and I actually, he was laid out and I didn't know it was him. And as we were standing over him, because he was like, I got him with a pretty good elbow. And then somebody said, wow, you just knocked out Alan Thick. And I went, what? Alan Thick?
He did slash you, though. I saw the slash. It was about right across your shin guard. I mean, he two-handed you. He was trying to get the puck from you, so he came across, but he wasn't, like, intentionally, like, trying to... But he was swinging for the puck, and he missed, and he hit you in the shin guard is what really happened. And
is that what happened? Okay, well, there's some guys when they're on the ice, they just really, they do not know how much they're hacking and whacking with their stick. Like Ralph Clausen, a guy that played with St. Louis and used to kill penalties for him, he was another guy that was that way. Oh my gosh, he'd lay the lumber on you, and he didn't even really realize he was doing it.
Yeah.
But anyways, Alan, so I ended up waiting my opportunity and lined him up, and and had I known it was Alan, I wouldn't have done that. I mean,
but he had the cage on. It was hard to tell, you know. It was not like yeah, he's a very low key guy. He always came dressed to the rink. He never like dressed in the dressing room. He always was dressed in the car. He just gets out of the car with his hockey uniform and he put the skates on. Yeah, he always did that.
Do you know, did he come back to play or was he done for the night?
I don't remember.
I think he was done.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Anyways.
He was against us because I was on the same team as you. We were on the same team.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, that was.
We were sitting on the bench and chatting away every time we were off the ice. But I don't remember if I played on your line or if it was just a rotation. You know, there was not really any lines. So I remember talking to you. This was, I think, like 1986.
Yeah, no, it was the only time I was ever in the rink. Only time I ever played on that ice, and it was the only time I ever knocked out Alan Thick.
He was a nice guy, though.
He was. I got to meet him when he was really kind of a nobody in Vancouver, where he was just getting into the business, and then all of a sudden, boom, he was on TV and he was a star.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he was at once at North Hollywood. I used to play pickup hockey in North Hollywood, which is about 5 minutes on the freeway from the Burbank rink. And it was a Thursday night. So this one guy that plays pickup had a stolen jersey from the Quebec Nordiques. Anton Stastny jersey that he used to always wear. He told me a story that it was like taken from the team or whatever happened. Anyways, Alan Thick comes to me. He said, look, tonight the Quebec manager's coming to watch me play. It was a Thursday night, like 10:30. He's like, do good, because he's going to be watching. I said, okay. You know, so I played my game. So I see this Quebec manager come to the sideboards, and he's like, you, come here. He's like, where did you get that jersey? And the guy, like, froze. Like he knew it was because Alan mentioned to everybody that the Quebec manager is here to watch me play, Alan play. And then he saw the jersey. The guy froze. Like, he didn't know what to say. And then he just kind of let it go. It was funny because he was, like, nervous.
Well, and that was the thing at that time. Jerseys were not being done, marketed, made away. So I'm not sure whoever thought up that idea, but it was like if a player got, like, I got my jersey sometimes after the season. Like, the thing was, no one else had that jersey.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays everybody can have the jerseys of a player, but what a cool idea to get those jerseys out there in marketing. Now, you know what? There's one thing I love to do, though, Jack, is I love to, like, I was just at an event in New York. It was a hockey event. We played half ice and 3-on-3. I had so much fun. We played 7 25-minute games, and we won 3 and lost 4. But I had a hoot. But then what I did was I brought along some of my jerseys from Winnipeg and my NHL All-Star, and then I let everybody put them on and try them on and get pictures.
Oh, how nice! That's nice. Wow.
And people, they you know what?
Yeah.
Like I had one guy said to me, "Wow, I cannot believe I'm wearing an NHL All-Star jersey," and it was from 1980, game in Detroit. And he said, "I cannot believe I'm actually wearing an NHL jersey."
That's
and
nice.
You know, the thing is, somehow these jerseys have shrunk over time.
Oh yeah, probably.
And they're smaller by a whole bunch of sizes. So they, like, guys will say, "How did you ever fit shin pad or shoulder pads underneath this?" And the thing is the jerseys were bigger, and somehow the material, it just literally the jersey has shrunk. Yeah.
Morris, I want to thank you so much for coming on and talking to me. The stories are awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah. And you know what? That's a cool story about the Nordique one, by the way.
Yeah, I was kind of worried for the guy, but he survived.
So you know what? The next time we talk, I've got a story about other stolen jerseys. Sure. Bobby Hull's stolen jersey, Gordie Howe's stolen jersey.
Really? Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. We'll talk about that. Thank you. Enjoy your night.
You want to God bless you and everybody else out there. And
thank you.
And you know, it's going to be an exciting NHL playoffs this year. Yes. Go Kings, go.
Yeah, definitely. They're doing well.
Okay.
Thank you. See you soon. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.